Hi, my name is Metma and welcome to my Math YouTube channel. As you already know, this is an academic channel. I chose algebra to begin with as many students usually have a hard time understanding the abstraction of algebra. Long time ago, one of my students came to my desk and told me that he was struggling with the subject I was teaching at the time. He mentioned that he was actually good at math in school and was able to do any math questions that has adding and subtracting numbers or something that has to do with the division or multiplying numbers. But he stressed that everything became bitter and hard as English letters came to the picture. Since he somewhat failed to have a clear understanding of the purpose or the real meaning of algebra, he struggled and lost interest in math. This is also might be the story for many of you. The transformation from arithmetic operations of just numbers to algebraic expressions and solving algebraic equations is massive. It's a big step and you might feel like it's a completely different world. There is nothing unusual about it. However, if you fail to grasp the meaning of algebra, being lost in this new world is unavoidable. Also, algebra is inevitable and we can't just go without it, as it is one of the big pillars of mathematics. That's why we should spend a lot of time to understand it and get used to it. So you should learn it with a passion in the first place. I'm going to show you different shapes of algebra with simple examples that anyone can understand. So in future, you will be able to learn a good amount of deep math concepts and make your life easier. The idea is to bring the missing pieces to the table and join them to see the big picture. With no delays, let's begin. Let's suppose I have 3 apples and $5 with me. Is there a way that I can represent them mathematically? Yes, of course. I'm going to tell you that in a minute. It's a trivial fact that apples are different from dollars, as apple is a fruit and dollars are money. Although we can buy apples paying dollars, in general we don't or we can't add apples to dollars. We can't add them as they are two different identities that have different characteristics. This difference should be incorporated into my mathematical expression. Suppose that I have to talk about these apples and dollars again and again, and let's say I'm interested to keep in track to what happened to them by performing some calculations, then there should be an easy and simple way of doing it. Actually, we can code it as a mathematical problem and then solve it, and afterward, once we get the math answer, we can decode it back to get the answer we want for the real question. Now, let's see how this conversion from English statement to a mathematical expression can be done. Suppose I have an English statement something like I have 3 apples and $5 and I'm looking forward to find an equivalent mathematical expression. So for this conversion, it's quite natural to use just numbers to represent how much dollars I have. Let's say $1 coin is equivalent to the number 1, so we can use number 5 to represent $5. As I have already used numbers to represent dollars, what should I use to represent apples? I should use something else for the apples. To represent apples, I can use any letters from the English alphabet, or Greek alphabet, or any other alphabet. Since the letter X is quite popular for this type of thing, I'm going to use the letter X to represent apples. So with this conversion, we can say I have 3 apples, which is 3x, as x is an apple, 3x is 3 apples. And to say and, I should put the plus sign. And for the dollars, the $5, I'm going to use the letter 5, because $1 is 1, and for $5 it should be 5. Expression, we call it as an algebraic expression. Now let's have another example. Let's say my sister has 2 apples and $1 with her. Let's try to convert this statement also to a mathematical expression. 2 apples mean 2x, and to say and, I should use the plus sign, and $1 is simply the number 1. So our second algebraic expression is 2x plus 1. Isn't that simple? Yes, it is. When you think it as 2 different identities, such that apples and dollars, it's easy to understand. Now suppose my little brother came and took all the apples and dollars that I and my sister had, and let's say I want to know how much apples and dollars my brother has. So for this, I already know 2 expressions to what I had and what my sister had, which are, so all I need to do is I had to add what I had with what my sister had. I had this much things, and my sister had this. 3x plus 1, 3x plus 5 expression need to be added to the expression 2x plus 1. So for this one, let me rewrite the same thing in a different order, so it is quite simple and easy to understand. 3x are the apples that I had, 2x are the apples my sister had, 5 is the dollars I had, and 1 is the dollars she had. And all we need to do is add them together. So to get the answer, what should I do? Should I add apples with dollars and put it everything together and get a one term? No, I can't do that, because they are 2 different identities, and even when we are adding things, we should add them separately. So the apples I had with the apples my sister had, so 3x plus 2x should end up as 5x. And in the meantime, the dollars I had should be added to the dollars what my sister had, and actually it becomes 6. So that expression, the mathematical expression, we can convert back into this statement. My brother has 5 apples and $6. So now we have 3 algebraic expressions: 3x plus 5, 3x plus 1, and 5x plus 6. And let's analyze them and try to understand them clearly. So in any kind of algebraic expression, we can expect numbers, just numbers, to be in it, and some arithmetic operations like the plus sign, the minus sign, and also some terms which attach to an English letter like 3x. or 2x. So we can expect in an algebraic expressions numbers like 1, 2, 3 to infinity, any big number it can be. And then secondly, arithmetic operations like plus sign, minus sign, and division or multiplication. We can expect any of them. And also we can expect some terms with a number attached to an English letter, for example, 3x or 2x or 5x. Now suppose my father brought 7 apples and 5 oranges when he came home. Okay, how can we represent that in mathematical expression? For that, we have already chosen x to represent an apple, and I should have used something else to represent an orange because oranges are again different from apples. So for that, I can use any letter in the English alphabet or in any other alphabet. But for the convenience, as many people use the letter Y, we have a secondary element, then I'm also going to use Y. So we can go ahead and complete our math equation. 7 apples, which is simply 7x, and to say and a plus sign, 5 oranges. 5 oranges means 5 times y, because y is in 1 orange, 5 oranges are 5y. So this is our fourth algebraic expression. Okay, so we use the letter x and the letter y to represent apples and orange, but you don't need to always use x and y. Instead, you can use any other letter. For example, I can use the letter A to represent an apple and letter B to represent an orange. If I did so, I should have written 7A plus 5B. The only difference is I should use two different identities, two different letters to represent apples and oranges as they are different. However, since I have already used x and y, I'm going to stick into my original definition. Okay, now let's suppose my father collected all the fruits and dollars and put them on the table. So suppose we want to complete the sentence, there are this much apples and this much oranges and this much dollars on the table. So we want to find out the amounts of each. Again, what we should have done is we should add what my brother had to what my father brought, which is 7x plus 5 times y. Let's see how to perform this addition. Again, I'm going to rewrite in a convenient way 5x, and father brought 7 apples and my brother had $6. Father didn't bring any dollars. Instead, he brought 5 oranges. So this is what we should add at the moment. So for that, yes, I should add them. So now we have 3 different terms. So after we added, we should have 3 different terms, which has been written in green, red, and blue colors. So 7 apples and 5 apples become 12 apples, and the dollars are just $6. And about the oranges, only the father brought oranges, not the brother, so I had only 5 of oranges. So now we can come back and complete our sentence saying, yes, we have 12 apples and $6 and 5 oranges on the table. Let's say our story doesn't end here. I was quite hungry in the afternoon and ate an apple and 2 oranges. So I can write what I ate as x plus 2y, an apple and 2 oranges. Now let's say my brother came and he wanted to figure out what left on the table. So to answer that question, I should subtract what I ate from what there was on the table. So what should I have done is I should subtract x plus 2y, the entire thing, from what we had on the table. On the table we had 12x and 5 of y and the number 6, which is $6. To do this subtraction again, I'm going to write it in a convenient way. So what we need to do now is we need to subtract the second one from the first one. Again, when we perform the subtraction, we can only subtract apples from apples, very similar to adding apples with apples. So out of 12, I ate 1. So what left are 11 of them. And then in terms of oranges, I ate 2 out of 5. So what left are 3 of them. And I didn't took any dollars. So we have the $6. And our answer is 11 apples, 3 oranges, and $6. So I can convert that into an English expression saying, I hope you understood the true meaning of an algebraic expression with my examples of apples and dollars. The novelty in this concept is that in the same expression, we are talking about a couple of different things that has different characteristics. For example, apples and dollars. We can always add more terms to an algebraic expressions depending on the situation. For example, if we also have bananas with us, we can use another English letter, let's say Z, to represent banana. In this fashion, we can make our algebraic expression linear. However, that won't add in extra complexity. In summary, we first look what is an algebraic expression and how we can relate it to the real world with an example of apples, oranges, and dollars. Then I explain how to add and subtract algebraic expressions. Hope you enjoyed my first lesson. You're welcome to hit the like button if you like my video, and if you would like to support my math channel, then you can subscribe and also leave some comments below. You can also press the little bell icon to get notifications when I post a new lesson. Bye. See you on the next video.